Alright guys, today we're bringing you a list of the 10 worst cards that we believe to be in One Piece. We're pretty sure these are the 10. We don't know the order though. That's what we're here to figure out. I've got my boys with me again. You guys already know Nick.
Hey, what's up?
And the one small hat you have yet to meet, Garen. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Garen, the third member of the Straw Hat crew.
This is Small Hat.
Damn,
Oh,
small hat, fuck.
Yeah.
Bro.
My apologies.
And you wonder why you weren't in the first video.
You're right.
My god. My god. Anyway, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Fellas, best to worst. What do we think is the best card on this list?
None of them are good.
Wait, hold on. What's the Arlong do again?
4-drop 5k, rest itself. Look at a card in your opponent's hand. If it's an event, put a card from their life on the bottom of their deck.
That is, that's a card.
Yeah, he doesn't even take the card from them.
No, it just lets you know, hey, this guy has an event in hand and minuses a life from them. Like, the minus life is good, but the fact that you have to guess an event in their hand is unplayable for cost 5k.
Would you play an event that said, cost 4, flip a coin, if you call it right, your opponent loses a life? No, roll a die, actually. Roll a die.
You know, I was going to say that would almost be meta.
Yeah, no, flipping a coin, it's a
Wouldn't
50-50.
play it. Well, actually, I was going to say, let's just go over what each card does.
Okay, alright. Nick, I'll let you do the honors. We've got the Luffy.
Yep, 4-drop 5k promo Luffy, 1k counter pounder. Dawn X1, this character cannot be KO'd by strike attribute characters or leaders.
And then there's King. I don't think he really needs to be introduced anymore, but we'll do him his due diligence.
You have 10 Dawn on your field. Your opponent's characters get minus 1000 power.
Condro, oh, we go way back. Condro's got some lore.
Condro is what inspired this entire list. This card is awful.
Yeah.
2-drop 3k, Dawn X1, when attacking, it KOs a rested character with a cost of 2 or less. If it dies, you have to discard a card.
And your opponent chooses.
Yep, it's basically trashing a random card from hand that you have 0 choice over.
No.
Card is genuinely unplayable.
Yeah, no, he's about as bad as it gets. Or actually, maybe he doesn't, but that's what we're here to find out. Komurazaki.
She is a 1-cost on play. Pay 3 Dawn. If your leader is Kazuki Oden, you get to set one of your Land of Wano characters who has a cost of 3 or less back to active. So for 4 Dawn and a 1-drop 0k body on board, you get to restand your Okiku. Like, that's best case scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah, no, it's... next we have Dogstorm, a card with an effect as shitty as its name.
Yes. So 3-drop 4k, 1k counter power. If all of your Dawn are rested, this character cannot be removed from your field by your opponent's effects. That includes being bounced to hand, bounced to bottom of your deck, or jet pistol and KO'd. The issue with this card being, all of your Dawn have to be rested. If you have a Dawn that is given to a character or leader to boost its power, then that Dawn is not considered rested, and the character does not get its effect. And it's a 3-drop 4k, so it can't even connect with face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
my
he's
goodness.
really he's really fucking bad. Go for
I
it.
thought in my head, I'm like, oh, if you've got Dawn, like, you can just give your Dawn to your guys, swing, and then I'm like, he'd be something. He's unkillable. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, never mind.
Not considered rested or active, so he does not get that ability.
Yeah, it's floating in a little limbo. And now that we've gotten out of the gauntlet of 3 back-to-back green cards, we'll now go to the gauntlet of 3 back-to-back purple cards.
Yep, and purple pretty much consists of smile cards.
Yeah.
This one is a Daifugo, 3-drop 5k. It's got vanilla stats, I can give that to it, but on play, minus 2 of those Dawns you just have to play them.
Yeah.
You get to play a smile character from hand, and you know what? There's not a single good one. Can't play himself. He can play a cost 3 less, just can't play himself. And it's no counter power, cards off.
Honestly, if he could play himself, he'd probably be the best target.
He would be the best target.
Alright, Bal Wong. Take it away, Nick. Oh, this card. I like this card a lot. This card's fun.
This card is stupid. It is a 2-drop 3k, 1k counter power. On play, look at 2 cards from your opponent's hand and reveal them. But hey, guess what? Your opponent just gets to shuffle their hand afterwards, and it doesn't matter, and they can use those cards for counter power, so nothing of this matters from your entire 2 Dawn play.
What?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
No, yeah, he's really bad. He literally cost 2. He could reveal the 2k from their hand, If you had just put the 2 Dawn on the leader and swung at it, though, they would have had to drop it anyway.
Oh my goodness! I didn't interact with the card. It just shows it to you.
So
it's
literally,
like, got this. Like,
so by playing it, you break even. Had you just put the 2 Dawn on your leader, you'd have actually gone +1.
Terrible.
Who's who?
It's very much on the king side of things. It's counterintuitive to purple as a color. 2-drop 3k, 1k counter power. Dawn X1, if you have 8 Dawn on your field, which does include Given, this character gains 1,000 power. So if you have your full 8 Dawn, you can Dawn 1 him, he becomes a 5k, 2-drop 5k, but how often are you going to have 8 Dawn on purple? You're playing powerful cards that are minusing those Dawns. My 9-drop 10k Rush Kaido that pops a 6 cost or lower minuses 6 Dawn on its own, 4 Dawn? I can't remember how much.
For like, the Rush?
The Rush Kaido.
The Rush is 5.
It's 5.
Okay. Yeah, Rush is 5, 10 drop is 6.
I'm thinking of it's 4, once you tap Onigashima.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem with Who's Who, so, because realistically he says he becomes a 4K. And then the extra Dawn's what makes him 5, but you could also just put that on a 2-4 vanilla. And at least with the 2-4 vanilla, when it swings on the opponent's turn, it's still 4K. So he's actually just worse than a vanilla. And he has a condition on top of it all. 6-drop Trafalgar Law. Ooh. Funny story regarding this one. I was at one of my locals, and there was a guy there, and he was trying to pick these up. And he was like, hey, because I pulled one out of my promo pack. He's like, would you sell that? And I was like, sure, $20. He was like, okay, I'll PayPal you. And then he PayPal'd me. I gave him the card. We then played in the local. He lost with it, and then he came to me after. He's like, I feel like this card's kind of bad. He's like, what do you think? I was like, yeah, no, that card's terrible.
Yep, Trafalgar Law, 6-drop 7k, no counter power. On play, if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they get to add another card to their hand by taking one from life.
Yeah.
Chris, you scammed that man.
Well,
Scammer gets scammed.
I didn't even, it wasn't like it was false advertisement. I didn't say it was good. I was even honest after the fact. I was like, that card's terrible. I don't know why you wanted it.
It's like, I got your money, but it's terrible.
I'm not going to tell him what he can and can't do. And then we already went over the Arlong, right?
Yeah, the Arlong was at the beginning. It's the 4-drop 5k, 1k counter power. Tap itself, look at a card in your opponent's hand. If you get an event, they could lose the life to bottom of deck.
Alright, so...
King
what is the best card on this list?
Oh god.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, 3-drop 5k vanilla stats, it has to be Daifugo, I think.
I was going to suggest that as well.
Yeah, because at the worst, you could always just play it and not use its effect. And just have a vanilla. I think it might actually be him. And these are all placements are prone to change throughout the list as we see fit. But it looks like starting off with number 1, the most broken card in this list is Daifugo. Yeah.
Broken?
He is the kid of broken cards. He's the best, the kid of...
No! I think you said it right the first time.
Yeah, they are dysfunctional cards.
They are just inherently broken. These cards... What?
I think we should just get this out of the way. Drag King to where he belongs.
Please. No. What if he's not the worst card, I was
gonna say, King is, like, a lot better than some of these cards.
You think so? I don't think so.
Not a lot, like 1 or 2.
Alright, I already gave my argument for him. But now that, I guess, we're all on camera, so the people know what my argument in favor of King, or against King actually is. These other cards, you put them in your deck. There's always the chance that you could play the game and never see them, meaning they'd never handicap you, because you never had the chance to interact with the card. King is there. King is there every turn of the game. And every turn he's there is also a turn you're playing the worst leader in the game. He's like a vanilla for 4-5 turns. There's not much that is saving this character. This card. If he was a character, he'd be better. Yeah, no, I don't think... I think so.
I agree with you, Chris, because one thing is, like, you don't see anyone playing these actual cards in decks. Like, you never see these cards in any lists whatsoever. No one's ever playing them. But there is always one person playing King at a tournament.
Yeah, well, it's because they believe...
someone.
They believe that they've figured it out. Everyone else is playing King wrong, but they've got the secret sauce.
They've got the secret sauce of the back tables. You gotta remember that.
Yeah, well, who's to say? Who's to say it's back table?
It is back tables. You know it's back tables.
Might not be. Not well, maybe with your list, but
with my list. Yeah, it's the list I'll never play.
Well, let's move on. What is the second most broken card on this list? Is there someone else with vanilla stats on here? Yeah. Okay, so they can't even be saved by their stat line anymore. Daifugo abused that privilege. It's gone. He used his lifeline. This card just doesn't do anything. This card does nothing for multiple turns. This card just actively hurts you, though. This card is just not Dawn efficient. This card literally just doesn't do anything.
It's a worse vanilla. Actually, I think Dog, whatever his name is, is definitely king tier worth of cards because he is a 3/4. He has worse vanilla stats. You have to turn off his ability to make it so he can even swing leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I just realized that.
I didn't think about that. Oh my god.
Just a hit.
Oh my fucking god.
Just a hit.
Alright, well, we'll just go ahead and drop him down here. We'll figure out his placement later. I never even considered that.
I don't think he's moving from there. Now that we just realized he has to turn his own ability off just to hit leader, he's terrible.
He's just a bad vanilla. Alright, so we now...
Would you consider him worse than king?
No.
I think yes.
Really? I don't know, because like I was saying...
Because like you said, brother, this is a card that you actively chose to put in your deck.
But you
play it.
But you might not see it. So let's say that you're playing a good Kinemon build, but in 49 good cards, and this is the one shitty card in there, and you just never draw it. He did you a solid. He wasn't a liability because you never saw him. You don't have that privilege with King.
True, King is in your face.
He's in your face doing nothing as your leader for multiple turns. The fact that the best thing this card can do is not show up in your hand. Like, as terrible as that is, at least he has that. King does not. So I do think King is still the worst card. So I guess we'll figure him out later. We'll just go ahead and drop him here for now. Well, with that being said, then, I think... Yeah, I mean, there's 5 tiers. May as well let King have his own.
That's fair.
So what I said at the beginning of this whole thing, he just goes there anyways.
Yeah, but you see, but we have to discuss it at least. The people have to know how he's earned. They might.
I think the people know.
No, because there's still someone out there trying to make King work. Now, I think Bal Wong is pretty fucking awful. I'm not gonna lie. I think that he's on the list so clearly, but I think who's probably the next best card.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's the next closest vanilla stat line. Dawn X1 gets it to vanilla stat. If you have its condition, it's actually above as vanilla.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that should be A tier, and it's definitely not up there.
God, I really want to know where Condro goes. That fucker dies and then takes a card out your hand. All in exchange for the powerful effect of destroy a tapped 2-drop or lower. Oh my god.
What are you talking about? That is immense power right there.
No, it's pretty strong, I'm not gonna lie. Komurazaki, cost 1, tap 3 Dawn, and then restand a Wano. So she pretty much gives any Wano card the Odin ability. Because it's like, as bad as she is, her worst problem is that she's not Dawn efficient. But her effect isn't itself bad. She at least, like, standing an Okiku for 4 is terrible. But at the end of the day, she still stood in Okiku. Like, she's bad. Her biggest problem is just that she's too expensive. It's not that her effect itself is bad. It just costs too much. So I would think that she would be the next best card. But, you know, there's 3 of us here to discuss this and figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just completely Dawn inefficient. And even if you do her ability, play it, untap. Best case scenario, you're untapping an Okiku, you're untapping a Raizo, so you can swing with Raizo again, get to draw a card, or you can swing with Okiku, tap another card. But it's just like, okay, you did that, so what? You now have paid 4 Dawn to restand a card and swing with it, and now you have a 0 attack power body on board that just is going to sit there and do nothing all game.
She also kind of says, pay 4 and something's immune to battle the following turn. She just protects it.
True.
Like, she has utility. She is a very bad piece of a big overall picture. All these other cards are just standalone bad. Just don't do anything.
The only thing I can think of is you need a Kazuki Odin as leader to play her.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hold on. That's where I'm getting at. If you are playing Kazuki Odin as your leader, you can do his effect to then recuperate 2 Dawn.
That is true, actually.
So she's not terrible.
She's expensive.
So her effect is 1. Her effect is a discard and 1.
Yeah, well, 2, because it's, you play her.
Oh yeah, you play her, so
and then you
instead
tap
of being 4, instead of being 4, she's now just a 2 and a discard.
Yeah, that's honestly not awful. But then again, I do think, because it's like that does help her a little bit, but then we're also dealing with the fact that she's saying that you are playing Odin, and we've already, on our previous tier list, put Odin in the king tier.
True. I get that, yes.
Yeah.
And then she's only limited to 3 costs and less.
Yeah, because the problem with her is because now the biggest problem with her isn't even her effect anymore. It's now the fact that she says you have to play Odin, and I think that is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, do we think he's worse than the vanilla that... Is playing Odin worse than the vanilla?
The vanilla is way worse than her, I would say. Like,
because remember, he's a bad vanilla even. He's worse than a vanilla. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's infinitely worse than her because he's just a bad generic vanilla by himself.
Is playing a bad vanilla worse than playing Odin though?
If we're discussing a terrible, you're probably playing this in an Odin deck.
Which card? Komurazaki or Dogstorm?
Playing both.
No, you are not.
If you're playing Odin, you're probably bad or you're playing both.
You're not playing Dogstorm in Odin. In Odin, I would play Komurazaki. I think she's actually really good in there. I think that she's one of the best things that Pile can do.
That's why I'm saying she's above him for like being better.
What's worse, playing Kinemon with Dogstorm in it or playing Odin with Komurazaki in it?
Playing Dogstorm in anything.
You think having the Kinemon ability at all times is worse than having to run Odin. So we're talking you have Kid Swing twice a game with the chance to draw Dogstorm. You have Kinemon lower something in hand by 1 with the chance to draw Dogstorm. And then you have to run Odin. You think that he is worse than having to run Odin. Because he's the coin flip as to whether or not you draw him. She is guaranteeing that you are playing Odin.
That's not fair. Because it's like, you're playing a good deck, but you're playing one bad card, but then it's like, you're playing a bad deck with a bad card. Like, what am I supposed to pick? I'm supposed to pick the good deck with the bad card, rather than the bad deck with the bad card.
Well, it's because the fact that the other bad card even gives you the option to run a good deck. You could run a good deck with a shitty card in it, but she is inherently saying your whole deck is shit. That's the problem with her. Nick, I'm gonna let you be the tiebreaker here. What do you think?
I think she's where she belongs.
Okay, I agree.
I'll accept it.
Okay, alright. Alright. What is the next best card on this list?
Best card.
The fact that Condro hasn't been placed yet, and he inherently just hurts you. Look at him.
You keep saying the best next card, and we just went from 2 cards that were like, these are complete dog garbage, and we put them at the bottom. It's like, what is the next best card? We still can't even find one.
Well, no, we got Daifugo.
That's it.
He's a vanilla. I think Arlong's probably the next worst card in here.
Arlong?
Yeah.
Because even if Bal Wong, go for it.
I would say Arlong's expensive for a 5k body. And...
yeah.
Oh my god, I just realized, does his ability require Dawn for him to tap himself and to look at your opponent's hand?
Yes.
Or to... yeah, no, the card's awful. It's way worse than I thought. So 5 Dawn, 5k, taps itself so it doesn't survive the next turn for a very low chance of taking one of your opponent's life.
Would you counter to save Arlong? Would you neg one to save Arlong?
No, absolutely not.
God, I think he's in D.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I would put him above those cards because it's the same thing where, like, okay, I'm paying 4 Dawn to stand a card and I have to play a bad leader. I'm paying 3 Dawn, 4K, it can't even hit leader, and I have to make it give Dawn and to even be able to swing face and turn off its ability.
Yeah,
I think it's a 4 drop, Dawn X1, tap itself so it dies next turn to look at a card in your opponent's hand and maybe take a life. God, it's bad.
It's real bad. I think Dogstorm's better than it, though. What do you think?
Why do you think it's better?
Really? A 4 Dawn 5k? Like, so realistically, what I'm reading is 5 Dawn do nothing.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Look, he is a counter card to Whitebeard.
He is not. And that's the biggest problem with him, too. He's not even a tech against Whitebeard because his effect, if he at least took the counter out of their hand, I'd say that would be one thing, but he minuses a life from him. Whitebeard's at 0 anyway.
Oh my god, well, you get it early out, so like you go turn 2. Oh wait, you can't do turn 2. You have to wait turn 3. You play him, you tap him, give him the Dawn, tap him, and then you manage to crack a event out of Whitebeard's hand, and now that life is going to the bottom of their deck, meaning they're not gaining that resource now.
He doesn't take event.
Oh, he doesn't even take it. Never mind.
No.
Never mind. I'm done. I thought he spiked it out of the hand.
But you, as your opponent, if you know you have no events in hand and your opponent's just going to continue tapping a card to try and yoink it, it's really bad. You never attack this thing.
He doesn't even yoink it though.
I thought he yoinked it.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, like because even if he did, because the only reason that you would remove him is because he's a threat on the board, because he can match leader. But if you're playing against somebody that's actually tapping him for the effect, I would never kill him. I'd leave it there. I think that's his saving grace. I think he's so bad that he's a guaranteed 5k body on the board. Because the opponent won't deal with him. Because because what he's doing is, he's not threatening your life. He's not threatening life whatsoever. Your opponent is losing a Dawn every turn trying to get this effect off.
I think I would bare minimum swing at it, like just a 5 to see if they'll drop a card out of their hand and just defend it. I feel like,
but then act it as a blocker.
If you got that's true. Like if you have chump attacks, like in whatever scenario you have like 3 attacks that turn, and you're like, let me just throw 1 there, see what happens. If they let it go, then okay, I swing face the next 2 hits. But if they block for it, I think, and I'm looking at their hand and they got like 4 cards left, I think I might go for it again.
Yeah. Just
to get another card out of their hand.
Well, see, because I think the issue with that is, if you're actually swinging at him, he's become a blocker. And that essentially is, he is a 4 Dawn 5k blocker, and that's not even terrible.
Like you said, it's not even going to be a blocker, your opponent's not going to swing into it, and the card just sits there and does nothing.
Yeah, no, the fact that 5k can sit on the board and not threaten you is ridiculous.
If my opponent's going to tap 4, put a Dawn on it, so they've taken 5 Dawn in 1 turn, that's half of their entire turn. I look at 1 card in my hand and potentially take a life, it's awful. That's
assuming they're even doing a late game. There's the very big possibility they're trying to play it on curve and stuff, if they're trying to play it early and lose all their Dawn for the turn.
If they play it on curve, I'm probably going to hit it. I'm going to swing for it, just because I'm like, you know what, I'll take away your entire turn from last turn.
No.
You did nothing,
I wouldn't, because the way I'm looking at it is, you've basically done nothing with your entire turn, and you've given me a free turn to just start taking life from you. I think Bal Wong might be the next best card. Because I'll say at the very least he is counter, and he only costs 2. The only thing it has going for it is that it's so cheap. The only other cheap card in this pool is Condro, but it's better than Condro because you could at least leave this on the board as vanilla. You can't do that with Condro. When he gets Vista'd, you discard a card.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like the very niche case use of Bal Wong is like, your opponent has 2 cards left in hand, you play this, you see both of them, okay, my opponent has nothing, I'm swinging for lethal.
Yeah, that's also true.
That's what I was also about to say, I'm like, that's it?
I was about to say, I'm gonna put him B, actually.
Oh, of course.
Or that specific scenario.
It's got some kind of utility whatsoever.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
Alright.
He's no Burndy World.
No, he's not. He wishes.
Best card.
So this is kind of impressive. Oh, actually, no, we haven't yet ranked Condro. So I was gonna say the 3 best cards on this list are all purple.
Purple got busted cards.
Yeah. Condro has to be the next worst, right?
Yeah, no, Condro I would actually put down in D tier because it is a detriment to you to put it on board.
No, I agree.
You have a better chance of using his 1k counter out of hand.
Yeah, at least he has counter. I'll give him that.
Committing us to the board just seems insane.
Like, putting him on the board is actually insane. If he was a 2k, I'd at least get it. Because it's like, he's not going to go on the board anyway. Like, putting him on the board is actively throwing.
You have to put him on board on pass turn. He has to survive your opponent's next turn. It's within squad range. It's within Nico Robin range. A lot of cards can just kill it. If you sequence badly, you swing with leader, they impact wave, it kills your Condro, and now you have to discard a card on your own turn.
Yeah.
It is an awful card.
Even if I'm playing... Yeah, even if I'm playing black, I would Kobe it even, because not only do I remove the body, I'm discarding a card to do it, but you're also discarding a card. So we go back to even.
You know what?
And I get a body on board.
Yeah.
You know what's even crazy about this card? It's like the best like flavor text, because spoilers.
I don't know anything about this.
He is a traitor in the anime, and he's just stabbing in the back one last time. It's flavor.
That is true, actually. So this leaves us with 2 promos.
True. The only thing Law has going for it is its stat line of 6-7. At least it's a big body, but it's still, that's a lot to do nothing with 0 counter power.
I feel like 6-7 is... Yeah, I think just the fact that Luffy has counter puts him over Law.
So it comes to the point of, do you think Law is better than the 4 cards in D? Just due to strict stat values of, okay, I put 6 on board, I don't have to invest any Dawn into it to swing 7 every turn. Or does it go with D and then Luffy's a C tier?
Well, I think just the fact it costs 6 is something against it, actually.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The cost is detrimental, but the power is the only
That's
thing
true,
about it.
because every turn he's on the board, he has at least a magic number.
Yeah, it's you are like he is just a vanilla, and all the vanillas are like they've got counter at least, and they're 8k.
In that same vein of things, though, like, so he's a 6-7 for the same cost of 4-5 Luffy. I play him for 4. Next turn I put 2 Dawn on him. He's a 7, so 6 costs 7k with counter power.
Yeah, I think he's worse. I mean, because the thing is, though, because you'll never get his effect off. And our friend Manny was talking about, and he knows it's bad. He doesn't by any means think this is good. But he was saying the one thing you can do with him, oh god, no, it gets worse. I was gonna say, because if you were playing Croc as your leader, but now that's already, you know. But if you're playing Croc as your leader, you can -4 Dawn, bounce a 5 alert back into the opponent's hand, and then you could play the Law. And then, because you've now made their hand 5. Or was it 6?
It's 6.
Oh my god. It's incredible. Bal Wong's only up there because he has his one, like, specific scenario where he's good. However, even aside from that, he only costs 2. If you're doing a bad play with him, you've only lost 2 Dawn on it. Luffy is damn near half your Dawn.
Yeah, no, I think I'm surprised you're putting it below. I know you're putting it below Luffy, but I'm surprised to see low. I would have put him top of D.
You think he's in the same tier as actively hurt yourself? Do nothing when you use the ability? Pay 5,
Yes,
do nothing, and play Odin?
Because you're basically paying over half of your turn to put a vanilla on board that does nothing.
That is true. However, I think the difference between a 6-drop 7k vanilla and a 6-drop 8k vanilla isn't too big anymore come set 2. Because hitting 8k isn't really relevant anymore. I think just him being the magic number on its own is good enough. Because when is 8k relevant anymore? It's what, Odin? Is that it?
Yeah.
I think it's just Odin.
Like which characters are 8k or whatever?
Yeah, like what cards are seeing play that you would want him to be 8k to match? Because it's just it was just 8-drop Kid. Set 1, I definitely think the AK would have mattered, but in set 2, I don't think it matters. I think just being magic number is good enough.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, at least if you're taking half of your turn to have a permanent 7k magic number body on board, while you can do that for exactly half your turn with a 5/7 vanilla, it still at least has that power.
Yeah, because also it's also like looking at C tier, C tier is essentially vanilla tier, and then D tier we're getting the actual detriment. D for detriment. So, yeah.
I thought it was D for dog shit.
Damn, this is a bottom heavy list built like a pear. Yeah.
So wait, is Condro at the top of D tier as it's the worst card here, or should it be behind the back?
No, he's better than these cards.
He's better than these cards!
Yeah! We had a whole conversation about this. What do you mean?
I know, but I'm just like, I don't know, I think actively hurting yourself just makes you infinitely the worst card on the list. Like,
well, I think I would rather hurt myself than have to play Odin. I think, is there any bigger?
So much.
Is there any? Now, since we're in the nitty gritty of it all, aside from Condro, everything else, is there anything we feel should be moving spots? And if so, what is the argument in defense?
No.
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable that if we go 3-5 vanilla stats, hey, cool. Who's Who has potential to be above vanilla stats late game, but why would you play it versus any of your actual big bodies that do stuff? Bal can actually close out games. If you look at the 2 cards your opponent's hand, knows, oh, he's bluffing with all his active Dawn, so hey, he has no events, I'm lethal this turn.
Imagine being the opponent, and you have 2 cards in hand, and your opponent can close out the game, and you're just like, fuck, if he plays Bal Wong, it's over.
Dude, what's it called? Judgment of Hell is a real card right now, so I want to know if I need to Dawn up cards, like, enough.
True.
Oh, God.
Judgment is such a strong card.
Okay, so if everything's here, then I guess there's our top 10 worst cards in the One Piece trading card game. King, of course, being the worst card. And then Komurazaki. And she's basically, it's not even her, she's just standing in for Odin. It's King, and then it's Odin, and then it's Arlong, and then it's Dogstorm. Number 6 is Condro. We began this whole list because of him, and turns out he's not even the worst card. He's the 6th worst card.
He still feels like he's the worst card almost.
He's in the bottom half. Well, it's because his detriment is ridiculous. And then the number 5 is Law. 4 is Monkey D. Luffy. 3 is Bal Wong. Number 2, Who's Who. And, oh wait, no, I said all that backwards. Doesn't matter. And, number 1 of I guess 10th worst card of the game is Daifugo. So there you have it. If you have any suggestions as to what you would change, let us know. I mean, it doesn't really accomplish anything because the list is already made, but be heard if that's what you value. And if you have any other suggestions, let us know. Maybe we do a top 10 best. Go for it.
Oh no. Top 10 best actually would be more difficult than this.
Oh, it'd be way harder. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be just the fucking most broke. It costs kids not even gonna be in his own tier anymore, though. So
I don't really think he'd be in the list anymore.
That's fair. But no, if you also have cards that you think are worse than this, anything that we missed, feel free to let us know, because this took actually some effort to find these cards, because, like, we couldn't find a red card. We had to look at Promo Luffy to find a red card to put into this card.
Yeah. Yeah, red just has good cards. So, I guess what we can take away from this is most versatile. We have, purple not only being the best, but also being the worst. Yeah. Opposite sides of the spectrum. Alright, anyway, see you guys next time. Till next time, see you guys next time.
Hey, have a good one.
Have a great one.